Hey everyone, and greetings once again from Radio Wasteland Records. It is time for our weekly check into some of the new releases headed to an independent record store near you. Just to cover the highlights though, because the list, as always, is way too big to take care of in one short video. If you would like to see that full list though of all the releases headed out, head over to our website at radiowastelandrecords.com. From there, just look for the upcoming releases link. Click on that and you'll see a PDF that'll show you everything that there is to show you. Lots of great stuff scheduled though, so the highlight list is a little bit longer, so we're going to go ahead and dive right into it. But here's what we can expect for release on Friday, the 27th of September, 2024. Right out the gate though, something brand new from the modern bluegrass superstar Billy Strings, here of Michigan. This one is called Highway Prayers, and we've got a couple of different vinyl variants on this. This is a brand new 20-track LP co-produced by Billy Strings and John Bryan. So you may have seen some preview tracks and music videos of these. The music videos are a whole nother thing we're going to talk about in a different video here on the channel. We're going to have to at some point. But Highway Prayers, there is a black vinyl version of this coming from Billy Strings, double LP, and the price on this, oh man, for some reason is way up there. Suggested list price is $50. And then there is an indie exclusive on green and clear color in color vinyl. It's a very cool looking piece of vinyl. Double LP also, the list price on that colored vinyl version also coming in at around $50. So man, this better be a fantastic album through and through, Billy Strings, to get this kind of price on there. But is what it is, I suppose. Also on the new release front, speaking of Michigan, we've got something brand new from the Black Dahlia Murder. These guys out of the Detroit area. This is called Servitude, and there are two different vinyl variations of this. The band, by the way, going forward after their tragic loss in 2022 of their co-founder and frontman, Trevor Strand. So this brand new one from the Black Dahlia Murder, Servitude, we have a indie exclusive smoke-colored vinyl version of that listing for about $33. And the standard release is kind of a marbled colored vinyl one. Black and gray colored vinyl doesn't look too different, but they are different, trust me on this. List price on that one, $33 also. So if you're looking for that new one, Servitude from the Black Dahlia Murder, make sure you specify which of the almost look-alike versions you want to get a hold of. Haven't heard from these guys in quite a while, but here's something brand new from Soul Asylum. It's called Slowly But Surely, S-H-I-R-L-E-Y. Don't call me Shirley. So since the 1980s, our description says Soul Asylum has been a group known for their raucous but emphatic combination of punk energy, guitar-fueled firepower, and songs that range from aggressive to heartfelt. And they say all of that kind of appears in this brand new one. Slowly But Surely from Soul Asylum. This one coming in at a suggested list price of $29. Country-ish side of things, here's something brand new from Shabuzi. It's called Where I've Been Isn't Where I'm Going. Looks like we've got a black vinyl version only of this. Single LP. The description's way too long to get into, so I'd encourage you just to look for a sound clip to see if this is up your alley. But as we mentioned, brand new from Shabuzi, Where I've Been Isn't Where I'm Going. List price on this one, a modest $25 suggested. Next up from Chicago, this is a new pressing of an older concert. It's Chicago at the John F. Kennedy Center for Performing Arts in Washington, D.C., recorded in 1971. This is a limited edition 4 LP set, previously unreleased Chicago 1971 live concert, as we mentioned. Of course, on this, fans will enjoy such hits as Saturday in the Park, which was first performed at this show, as well as 25, 6 to 4, and many, many more. So again, this is a 4 LP set coming from Chicago, live at the John F. Kennedy Center, recorded in 1971. List price on this, it's not too bad for the size of the release. $90, the suggested retail price for Chicago. So check that one out if you will. Live also, but from Wrigley Field, this is the Lumineers. Recorded in September of 2022 in front of 40,000 fans at the historic Wrigley Field. This was the Lumineers wrapping up their Bright Side World Tour. So this is a triple LP set. Looks like we have a black vinyl version coming in at a suggested list of $55. And then there is an indie exclusive of this on colored vinyl. Looks to be kind of an orange and yellow marbled look. They don't tell me exactly what they're calling it. $55, the suggested list price on that version also. An interesting one called Timeless Roots from Horace Andy and Ja Wobble. Our description says that Jamaican roots reggae master and frequent collaborator with the British trip-hop group Massive Attack teams up up with the former Public Image Limited bassist Jah Wobble for a brand new set of studio recordings. It goes on to say that Andy's voice is one of the most distinguishable in modern reggae and thoroughly shines on such classics as Stevie Wonder's Superstition, a cover of the Beatles' Come Together, and many, many more. So Horace Andy and Jah Wobble, Timeless Roots, this on yellow vinyl from Cleopatra Records. Suggested list price on that one is $28. And finally, on the new release front, if you're a video game fanatic, here's a cool one. It's music from Legend of Zelda, an original soundtrack coming from London Music Works. The description says that you can discover the musical magic of Zelda in this triple LP featuring the most beautiful music from the saga, performed by the London Philharmonic Orchestra. Housed in a stunning illustrated gatefold sleeve, this work offers hours of enchanting melodies, and it's pressed on high-quality vinyl for an exceptional listening experience. All of that, by the way, from our descriptions. So the music from The Legend of Zelda, an original soundtrack on bluish colored vinyl, triple LP, coming in at a suggested list price of $50. We've also got a whole bunch of stuff on the reissue front for the 27th of September, so let's dive into this one as well. Kicking it off with a Steven Wilson remix of XTC's Skylarking. Now, this is not a new remix. It was done in 2016, and this was pressed on vinyl once before, but the description says that this is the first ever limited edition 200-gram vinyl pressing of this remix. So some very cool stuff given the Steven Wilson magic remix touch. $33 the suggested list price for XTC's Skylarking reissue. We can also look forward to another reissue of Cloud 9 from George Harrison, the 11th studio album by the English rock legend Mr. Harrison, recorded and released originally in 1987 after he had taken a 5-year hiatus from his career as a solo artist. I don't believe there's anything special about this other than black vinyl, coming in at a suggested list price of $34. A pair from Thin Lizzy getting a remix. First up, we have Jailbreak, limited gray vinyl pressing of this. And this was a fairly new remix I think I saw on this. Of course, Jailbreak's got that ultimate hit, Jailbreak from Thin Lizzy and the Boys Are Back in Town. That one listing for about $33. And then we can also look forward to a remixed version on red vinyl of Johnny the Fox. This one released in 1976. Also $33, the suggested retail price on that. How about a reissue from 1975? This is X-Rated from Black Oak, Arkansas. Our description says that this features the band's trademark monster guitar riffs, courtesy of Ricky Lee Reynolds, and over-the-top vocal prowess of Jim Dandy Magnum. The description goes on to say that this gem has not been released on vinyl since the early 1980s. So a reissue on red vinyl of Black Oak, Arkansas's X-Rated, coming in at a suggested list price of just $20. Up next, we've got a reissue from My Chemical Romance. This is May Death Never Stop You. Originally released in 2014, this is a 2-LP, 19-track greatest hits compilation from the group. So My Chemical Romance, May Death Never Stop You, $35 the suggested retail price on that one. Another cool reissue from Alice in Chains. This is Black Gives Way to Blue. This is the 4th full-length studio album from the alt-rock icons, Alice in Chains. Originally released in 2009, Black Gives Way to Blue is the band's first record to feature William Duvall sharing vocal and guitar duties with founding member Jerry Cantrell. Black Gives Way to Blue on black vinyl double LP pressing from Alice in Chains. This one coming in at a suggested list price of $33. Next up is a reissue from Great White, and this is Recover, coming on red and white split vinyl. Originally released in 2002. Recover from Great White, coming in at a suggested list price of $27. Next up, we've got 4 reissues scheduled from Dokken: Breaking the Chains, Tooth and Nail, Under Lock and Key, and Back for the Attack. Breaking the Chains was the debut album for the LA-based hard rockers, originally released in 1981 in Europe and 1983 in the United States. This one looks to be coming on red-colored vinyl and listing for about $27. Then we've got Tooth and Nail. This one originally released in 1984. No color variant in the description on this one, so we'll assume it's on black vinyl. List price for Tooth and Nail coming in at $39. Yellow vinyl version of Under Lock and Key. This one originally released in 1985 and listing for about $27. And then finally, Back for the Attack is a double LP on red and blue vinyl. This one was originally released in 1987. List price on Back for the Attack is coming in at $37. One music on vinyl release of note to tell you about. This is a reissue of Stoner Witch from the Melvins. Limited edition 180 gram orange colored vinyl. And this one is numbered out of 1,500 copies. So that stuff for music on vinyl tends to hold its value fairly nicely. So Stoner Witch from Melvins and music on vinyl, limited edition 180 gram colored vinyl, $39, the suggested list price on that one. Next up, we've got a pair of reissues from the always fun Swedish melodic death metal band Avatar. First up, we have the Black Waltz. This one was originally released in 2012, and we've got kind of a dual color vinyl version here, black and white colored vinyl. That one listing for about $35. I'm sorry we don't have much else in the description to tell you about. And then we have a double LP reissue of Hail to the Apocalypse from Avatar. That one originally released in 2014. This is on kind of a red and gold splatter colored vinyl. Red, green, and gold, actually, according to the description. $36, the suggested list price on that. Let's head from Switzerland back to Michigan. Here's something from Sponge. It's called Demoed in Detroit, 1997 through 1998. This is a new colored vinyl pressing of a Sponge Rarities album, taped in Detroit following the band's blockbuster sophomore album, Wax Ecstatic. This has got original songs plus 2 incredible acoustic versions of the band's hits Plowed and Molly. So this was pressed, I'm trying to remember, a few years back, but it's a reissue on red colored vinyl of Sponge Demoed in Detroit, 1997 through 98, coming in at a suggested list price of $28. And speaking of Detroit, here we have something from the legendary Dennis Coffey. It's called Finger Pickin' Good on red hot vinyl. Guitar virtuoso Dennis Coffey's first LP for Westbound Records was originally released in 1975. And here's where it gets odd. The original release on this was entitled Finger Lickin' Good, but for some reason this new 24 release has been retitled to Finger Pickin' Good. Dennis Coffey, by the way, just a great guitarist. He was born in Michigan's Upper Peninsula, way up in the Copper Country, moved to Detroit in early 1950s, and was a member of the Funk Brothers studio band, playing on dozens of recordings for Motown Records. This album, by the way, though, now entitled Finger Pickin' Good, is a funk album, but has a tremendously disco flavor to it, so might want to screen that one ahead of time if you're curious. So Finger Pickin' Good from Detroit legend Dennis Coffey, coming in at a suggested list price of $30. And finally this week, a reissue that I'm quite certain not a lot of people have been asking for. It's Ice Ice Baby from Vanilla Ice. This one coming on something called Ice Blue vinyl, of course. So Ice Ice Baby reissue from Vanilla Ice, coming in at a suggested list price of $28. And that is a quick check of some of the new releases headed our way for the 27th of September, 2024. If you're local and you see something you'd like us to pre-order, just hit us up here at the store. Otherwise, you can head over to our website at radiowastelandrecords.com and you can check out the full list of releases scheduled for that date. If you see something on that list, feel free to contact us as well. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, do all the stuff that YouTube likes you to do. And we will talk to you next time from Radio Wasteland Records. Thanks a lot for being here.